Welcome to Summarize, where every great book is transformed into powerful, clear, and easy-to-digest audio summaries. Save time, learn faster, and upgrade your mind, one book at a time. This is Summarize, Wisdom Made Simple. The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success by Deepak Chopra. In the 7 Spiritual Laws of Success, Deepak Chopra offers a radical redefinition of what it means to live a successful life. Rather than measuring success solely by wealth, status, or achievement, Chopra presents success as the experience of harmony between the inner self and the outer world. According to Chopra, modern society teaches that success must be earned through constant effort, competition, and struggle. This belief, he argues, creates stress, dissatisfaction, and a feeling of emptiness even after goals are achieved. In contrast, ancient spiritual traditions teach that success arises naturally when individuals live in alignment with universal laws. The book draws heavily from Vedic philosophy, which views the universe as an intelligent, interconnected system. Human beings are not separate from this system, they are expressions of it. When people understand and cooperate with these laws, success becomes effortless, sustainable, and fulfilling. Chopra emphasizes that these laws are not religious doctrines. They are practical principles that govern how energy, intention, and consciousness operate in daily life. Law 1. The Law of Pure Potentiality. The Law of Pure Potentiality teaches that the true essence of every human being is pure awareness, a state of infinite possibilities. Chopra explains that beneath thoughts, emotions, memories, and identities lies a silent field of consciousness. This field is the source of creativity, intuition, and intelligence. All creation begins here. However, most people remain disconnected from this source because their minds are constantly active. They identify themselves with roles, achievements, and limitations, forgetting their deeper nature. To reconnect with pure potentiality, Chopra recommends practicing silence regularly, meditating to quiet the mind, spending time in nature, reducing the need for constant stimulation. Silence is not emptiness, it is fullness. In silence, awareness expands and creativity arises spontaneously. Chopra argues that the most powerful ideas and innovations emerge not from force, but from stillness. Success begins when individuals recognize that they are not limited beings struggling in a hostile world, but expressions of infinite potential. Law 2. The Law of Giving. The Law of Giving states that abundance flows through circulation. Chopra explains that the universe operates through exchange. Every relationship, ecosystem, and economy depends on giving and receiving. When energy stops moving, decay follows. This law applies to money, love, attention, appreciation, kindness, knowledge. Giving does not mean sacrifice. It is an affirmation of abundance. When people give freely, they send a message to the universe that they trust in its endless supply. Chopra emphasizes that the intention behind giving is more important than the form. A sincere compliment, a moment of presence, or an act of kindness carries powerful energy. Likewise, receiving is equally important. Refusing to receive blocks the flow of abundance. Gratitude completes the cycle of giving and receiving. True success, Chopra argues, requires participation in this flow without fear or attachment. Law 3. The Law of Karma, Cause and Effect. The Law of Karma teaches that every action produces a corresponding result. Chopra clarifies that karma is not punishment or reward. It is simply the natural consequence of choices. Every thought, word, and action generates energy that eventually returns. Most people live unconsciously, reacting out of habit, fear, or conditioning. These unconscious choices create repeated patterns of suffering. The key to transforming karma is awareness. Chopra suggests pausing before decisions and asking, what are the consequences of this choice? Does this action create harmony or conflict? Is this choice aligned with truth? When actions are guided by awareness and compassion, life becomes more coherent. Success arises not from luck, but from conscious decision-making over time. Law 4. The Law of Least Effort. The Law of Least Effort reveals that nature achieves its goals with ease. Chopra contrasts natural effortlessness with human struggle. Trees grow without force. Rivers flow without resistance. Yet humans often exhaust themselves trying to control outcomes. This law is built on three principles. Acceptance. Accepting reality as it is, rather than resisting it. Acceptance does not mean passivity, it means clarity. Responsibility. Taking responsibility not for events themselves, but for how they are interpreted. Every situation can be seen as a problem or an opportunity. Defenselessness. Letting go of the need to defend opinions or convince others. Truth does not require defense. When resistance drops, energy flows freely. Action becomes more effective and less exhausting. Law 5. The law of intention and desire. This law states that intention directs energy toward manifestation. Chopra explains that intention is a powerful force in the universe. Consciousness organizes itself according to intention, shaping outcomes through subtle connections. Desire, according to Chopra, is not something to suppress. It is consciousness seeking expression. Problems arise only when individuals become attached to specific results. The key principles are: clarify intentions, release attachment to outcomes, trust the intelligence of life. When intention is clear and attachment is released, action becomes aligned. Opportunities appear, resources align, and effort becomes more effective. Law 6. The Law of Detachment. The Law of Detachment teaches that freedom arises from letting go. Chopra explains that attachment is rooted in fear of loss, rejection, or failure. Attachment narrows awareness and limits possibility. Detachment does not mean withdrawal or indifference. It means staying engaged while remaining flexible. Uncertainty, Chopra argues, is not something to fear. It is the doorway to creativity and growth. When people embrace uncertainty, they open themselves to infinite possibilities. True success requires comfort with the unknown. Law 7. The Law of Dharma, Purpose in Life. The final law focuses on discovering and expressing one's unique purpose. Chopra explains that every individual has unique talents, a unique way of expressing them, a unique contribution to make. Dharma is fulfilled when personal talent meets the needs of others. When work is aligned with service, effort feels meaningful rather than draining. This law shifts the focus from personal gain to contribution. According to Chopra, abundance flows naturally when actions are guided by purpose and service. In the 7 spiritual laws of success, Deepak Chopra ultimately presents success not as a destination to be reached, but as a state of alignment to be lived. Throughout the book, he dismantles the belief that life must be dominated by struggle, pressure, and constant striving. Instead, he invites the reader to recognize that the universe itself operates through intelligence, balance, and effortless coordination, and that human life is meant to follow the same rhythm. Chopra emphasizes that when individuals disconnect from their inner awareness, they begin to rely exclusively on external validation. Wealth, recognition, and achievement become substitutes for inner fulfillment, yet they never provide lasting satisfaction. The 7 spiritual laws offer a way back to balance by restoring connection with consciousness, intention, and purpose. Each law builds upon the others. Pure potentiality reconnects individuals with their limitless inner source. Giving restores trust in abundance. Karma brings responsibility and awareness to choice. Least effort removes resistance. Intention directs energy. Detachment preserves freedom. Dharma provides meaning. Together, these principles form a unified philosophy in which success arises naturally rather than forcefully. Chopra does not suggest withdrawing from ambition or material goals. Instead, he reframes ambition as something that flows from clarity rather than fear. When desire is guided by awareness and service, success becomes sustainable and fulfilling. Effort remains, but struggle disappears. Action continues, but anxiety fades. At its core, the book encourages a shift from control to cooperation, from forcing outcomes to allowing intelligence to guide action. This shift transforms not only external results, but the inner experience of life itself. Peace, creativity, and joy cease to be distant goals and become everyday companions. In this vision of success, fulfillment is no longer postponed to some future achievement. It is experienced in the present moment, through conscious living, meaningful contribution, and trust in life's unfolding. Success, as Chopra presents it, is not something we chase. It is something we become when we live in harmony with who we truly are. You've just listened to Summarize. If you enjoyed this summary, support the channel by liking and subscribing. It helps the knowledge reach more people. Until next time, keep learning.